Okay, it's saying we are live. Hopefully there's no audio issues tonight like we had last night, or not last night, but last week. We'll have to see. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing tonight? Most exciting live stream of the year so far, except for probably the one that Corey was with me. That was pretty exciting, but let me see here. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Are we good to go? Can everybody see me? Because, okay, I got 40. Let's see. This is always so nervous. Okay, thank you, Candy. I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that. I don't think I'm ever going to do a live stream and not be nervous that there's going to be technical issues. Anyway, so a couple of things real quick to talk about before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. The first thing is I am alone tonight. I'm sorry. I know, who wants to sit here and look at me all night long? I understand that is not good news, but Lisa hasn't been feeling well the last couple of days. Don't worry. It's not that word. Don't worry. She's fine, but she's just not feeling it today. So she said, okay, thank you, Lisa, for letting me know that everything's good. She keeps texting me like crazy. So yeah, unfortunately, it's just going to be me tonight, but we got a lot to talk about. So I think it's going to be okay. Wow. The next bit of bad news is I'm sorry for the appearance of this tank. This just happened 20 seconds ago. There's a vibration coming from this tank. It's actually pretty normal when you have a sump in there. Sometimes your pump that is pumping the water back up to the tank might be kind of touching up against something or touching the wall of the tank or something like that, and it makes a vibrating noise. So what I did before the stream started, I went in there. This was literally at 8:58. I went in there and I moved it to get it away from the wall or whatever it was that was making that noise, and it sent a big plume of dust in the tank. So this is a very powerful filtration system on this tank. It'll probably clear up before the end of the show, but we'll have to see. So anyway, you look at this one. I'm not used to sitting here, so everything's backwards. You look at this one and it looks amazing, and then you look at this one, it's like, wow, that one looks a little bit foggy. But anyway, yes, I am sitting on Lisa's side today because I said, hey, if I'm going to do this by myself, I'm going to sit on the nice side of the room, the side that has something for you to look at. So yeah, that's it's weird. It's really weird sitting here because I'm totally not used to any of this. I'm using Lisa's microphone. I'm using her webcam. It's all weird, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining me tonight. This is the perfect night for me to be doing a live stream by myself because, well, I think you all know, unless this is your first time ever seeing me, if it is, welcome. I like to talk. And I can talk for an hour and a half straight with no interruptions whatsoever. And so being here tonight by myself and having as much to talk about as I do, and knowing that I can just go and go and go, and I'm not going to be rude and not letting Lisa talk, it's a beautiful thing. So don't misunderstand me. I'm not happy that she's not here tonight. Of course I want her to be sitting across from me doing these live streams, but there's a lot to talk about tonight. So it's probably a good night for her to be here, for her to not be here. But she is here in spirit. She's actually right there. No, she's over there a little bit. She's up in her office on her computer, so she will be in the chat. Say hi to her, and I'm sure she will be keeping an eye on things in there and, maybe sending me some highlights or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to do my best to pay attention to the chat tonight, but I do have so much to talk about that it might be a little bit difficult. I hope not. Of course, and I have to say this only because it's polite to say this, when somebody takes money out of their pocket, I'm not asking you to do it, and gives us a super chat, of course I will not miss those. But it's going to be between talking about all of the other good things. Trust me, I will not miss your generosity. And I'm also not asking for it. I'm just saying if somebody does do that, Of course, I'm going to shout them out, as well as shouting out new members that join, because it always seems like the majority of members join during live streams. And on that note, I do want to shout out real quick Sabrina Varon, I hope I'm saying her name right, Varon, and Rich Bell became members. One of them, Sabrina, became a member at 2:30 this afternoon, and Rich Bell joined up a little bit before the stream tonight. So welcome to those two new members, hey, welcome to the team. It's going to be a lot of fun. And once you hear what is happening with this new project that we're working on, you're going to see that there is going to be a lot of stuff to show you. There's going to be a lot of members stuff that we'll be showcasing to all of you. But of course, we'll be showing it to everybody else too. But the members will get a little bit of early access. So, okay, again, I'll get to the super chats in a little bit, but I want to get right into this. I'm actually surprised that it's already 6 minutes into this and I haven't gotten into it. So the first thing that I want to say about this announcement is I'm ridiculously excited. Lisa could tell you I have been in complete obsessive mode nonstop. It's just been absolutely crazy. And I'm excited about it for a lot of reasons, and I'll get into that as we go. But you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to cover this up here, because otherwise I keep getting distracted, and this is too important to do that. But before we get into this, I've seen people, it's not like anybody's done anything rude or anything like that, but I've seen people kind of theorizing of what this project could be. A couple of people have said, like fish breeding projects, we're going to get into breeding fish again and all of this. It's not that. It's not that exciting, but it's extremely exciting for us. And if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you're going to understand why, because this is something that we have been without for quite some time, and we're going to be just so excited to have it back. So, of course, because it's the way I do things, in order to really get into what this project is, what this announcement is, I have to go back. I have to go back and talk about the beginning here, because when Lisa and I started this company, and it is a company. I mean, I realize right now it's just a YouTube channel, but when we started KG Tropicals, we started it in our garage. It was 2 houses ago where we started that. That's where the YouTube channel first started. That's where our website first started. And that's where the philosophy of our YouTube, or of our entity, of our company started, which was, we want to, you know what I'm about to say, right? You know what it is. We want to keep fish keepers fish keeping. That's what we've been trying to do this whole time. I've only been saying keep fish keepers fish keeping for, what has it been, like the last 6 months? But that's kind of been our, is it philosophy? It's what we've been trying to do ever since we started our YouTube channel, ever since we started our shop, and ever since we started our website. That's been the whole goal. Because, you know, this might be somebody's 8th time hearing this, or it might be your first time hearing this, but I'm a believer in that we lose more fish keepers every year than we gain. I don't know this because of any data or any numbers that I've looked at or anything like that. It's just a feeling that I have talking to people and hearing about their experiences and all that kind of stuff. I feel like that is true. I've always felt that way. And if we do our job, we'll be saving some of those. We'll be saving some of those fish keepers from leaving the hobby. If somebody leaves the hobby in the beginning, it's for one of 2 reasons. One is they start up an aquarium, they set it up, and it's all cool, but then they just kind of lose interest. I mean, it happens. I've had hobbies that I've lost interest in. We all have. That happens. And with those people, there's really not a whole lot you can do about that. So the other group of people that leaves the hobby are people that start up and they go through what every single one of us has gone through. What do we got? 450 people watching right now. All 450 people that are watching this right now have gone through those struggles of the new fish keeper. If you haven't, then you probably just started in this hobby and you haven't gotten there yet. But we all go through that. Those trials and tribulations of this hobby when it's brand new to us. And the main reason why that happens is because so many of us start this hobby on impulse. Now, in today's world, with the internet and with stuff like this that I'm doing here tonight, live streams and YouTube channels and forums and websites and all of this, there's access to a lot of information where you can do research before you ever even put a drop of water into a glass box. But back in the day, it wasn't that way. You had to basically learn by experience or learn from someone else that was doing it. But there's also people even now that will buy an aquarium on impulse because they're at the store and they see it and it's adorable and they want to get one. Or maybe they saw one at their friend's house, who knows? But a lot of people buy the aquarium, set it up, get things going, and then they learn about it. And if you start to have these problems, if you start to run into these issues, aquarium cycling and different diseases and things like that, algae blooms and all of the things that we have happen in new aquariums, if you don't know what you're doing or you're trying to scramble at the last minute to figure out what to do, it can be very frustrating. And I believe that that is probably the thing that gets most fish keepers to quit this hobby. Not how much work it is, not how expensive it is. It's just, they just don't get it. And so our hope all along, ever since we started in 2011, we're coming up on 10 years of doing this. It's always been to grab those people, to say, hey, wait a minute. Let me talk to you for a little bit. Let me show you the ropes. Let me explain this whole thing to you. Let me make it make sense for you. And then you can get through those trials and tribulations and you can become a crazy fish keeper like me with all these tanks behind me. And none of them are mine except for that one. But anyway, I want people to experience what all of us, 485 people are in here right now, what all of us know. We all know how beautiful this hobby is. We know how much it affects our lives, how it helps us to feel better when we're sick, how it gives us something to do that doesn't involve things that are going on outside of our houses or pandemics or anything like that. It's our little thing that we can work on. I know how much joy it brings to me and to Lisa and everybody else that I know that's fish keepers. I want others to be able to experience that too. So I feel like my calling in all of this is to help keep fish keepers fish keeping. This is why, and I get criticized for this. There's been YouTube channels make videos making fun of me for this, but this is why our videos are so basic and they're so like, I saw a comment from somebody the other day, John hasn't taught me anything that my 14-year-old doesn't already know, or something weird like that. But I don't, those are actually a compliment to me when I get those kind of compliments because, or not compliments, but those kind of comments. People are trying to be jerks and they're trying to be trolls, but it's actually a compliment to me because that's what we're trying to do. So if anybody sees it and says, wow, this is so basic, it's kind of boring to me now because I'm an advanced fish keeper, that's actually what I'm going for. I don't want to alienate new fish keepers, of course, or not, excuse me, advanced fish keepers, of course not. But the group that I try so hard to reach is that group of new fish keepers that are coming in. A lot of other YouTubers doing that too. It's not like we're breaking new ground by doing this, but that's what we've always focused on. That's what our company has always focused on. That's what our website always focused on. And that's where we are. And so there's been something going on for a while. In fact, if you are a follower of this channel, you can remember that several months ago, sitting in this chair was Corey McElroy. And I can remember having long conversations with him when he was here. He was here for 3 days about YouTube and about things outside of YouTube. What I mean by that is being a YouTuber is a beautiful thing. Okay. It's unbelievable to me. When I was 20 years old, if you would have said to me, when you're in your mid 40s, you're going to be making videos on YouTube. You're going to be sitting in your basement, a beautiful basement surrounded by amazing aquariums, and you're going to have 520 people watching you on a live stream. First of all, I would have said, what's a live stream? But if you would have told me this, I would have said, you're nuts. That's like, they didn't even do that in Back to the Future. What are you talking about? I would have never imagined that this would have ever happened. I consider myself very lucky to be where I'm at. And I absolutely do not take it for granted, believe me. But there is kind of a dark side when it comes to me. There's something that's been really troubling me for the longest time. And I'm going to go, full transparency here with you folks, because I've always been that way. I like to be open with you so that you know me and what's going on in my head and in my world. And I've always used these live streams to, to kind of talk about that. The dark side of it is, for the last 6 months, 7 months or so, Lisa and I have been making enough money from your generosity. I don't mean your super chats. I mean people watching our videos. Super chats, they help, of course. People becoming members of our channel. People supporting us by just watching videos, or even people that don't do anything but watch the videos. The support that we've received from the community has been overwhelming. And again, full transparency, because of that, because of the explosive growth of our channel over the last couple of years, really, it has put us in a position where we are making enough money from our YouTube channel, just being honest with you, to where I do not have to work my other job anymore. But I still go into my other job. I still go whenever Lisa tells me I have to, because she does my schedule. I own 2 businesses, KG Tropicals and this other business, which is a furniture repair business. And I still go out every week and I do work with that business. Is it because I'm greedy and because I want to make so much money? No, it's because of security. That's what it's about. YouTube is a beautiful place. Like I said, I feel so fortunate to be doing what I'm doing right now and to be where we are. I've worked for almost 8 years on this. Yeah, I had a little break in there. Give me a break. But worked a lot, 600 videos. I put a lot of work into this to be where I'm at. And I feel extremely lucky for that. And the money is great. We could make a living and I could be doing YouTube all day if I wanted to, but I don't. And there's a very specific reason for that. And that is that I'm scared. I know that might sound ridiculous, but you just have to think about things. If you're not like deep into the YouTube world, you might not know that these kind of things happen, but YouTube is scary. They're a little bit unpredictable sometimes. And our income on YouTube is 100% based on advertisements that run on our videos. And then also super chats, channel memberships, all of that kind of stuff. Things can happen that can dramatically affect those numbers. Example, I'll give you one. In our very own community here, Joey Mullen, of course you know who that is. I don't need to tell you who he is. Joey found himself in a bad place back, I think it was like 2017. I was on my break at the time. He's making his living through YouTube. He's doing well. His channel was exploding at the time. He was killing it. And some guy, you probably know who it is, but some guy in Sweden that has nothing to do with fish keeping, probably has never even mentioned the word fish in his life, makes a stupid video and everybody's income is affected by it, including Joey, who was making his living from YouTube. And all of a sudden, because some guy that he doesn't know, has never met before, I don't think, maybe he has, I don't know, but doesn't know this guy makes a terrible video and my income's affected. That's scary. And that's kind of the thing that keeps me up at night. It's like, I need more security than that. I can't have some guy in Sweden make a video. I don't care where he's from, but this particular guy happened to be in Sweden. I can't have that affect my livelihood. And so that's why I say security. I need some kind of security, and I don't have that. And I've been thinking for the longest time, how can I achieve that? I've had my furniture repair business since 2004. And the beautiful thing about that business is that I can turn it off, turn it on whenever I want. I just got an interesting notification here. I just want to make sure everything's all good. We're not lagging or anything, are we? Uh-oh. Somebody said, wait, what happened? Are we okay? Are we good? Somebody give me a check. Lisa, give me a check here. I got a weird notification on my laptop. I just want to make sure we're still all good. Yeah, the adpocalypse is what I'm talking about, Stephen. I guess we're good. I don't know. Are we? Let me make sure, because I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's a little bit of a delay. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going because I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, okay, Lisa says good. All right, thank you. Sorry about that. But anyway, one of the things that I was talking a lot with Corey about, because we all know Corey is not only a brilliant YouTuber, but he's also a brilliant businessman. And I was sitting in that chair over there, and he was sitting here, and I would say to him, you know, I got to have something. I can't go full-time on YouTube if I don't have something, some kind of security. Thank you. Everybody's saying you're good now. I think there's like a 20-second delay. So I don't know what happened there. I apologize. But Lisa's telling me, look at your phone, John. So I've been trying to figure out what is it that we can do. And it was sitting right there in front of me this whole time. Ever since I was thinking about this, it's been there the whole time, and I just haven't realized it. But yet, here we are. So, as I said in the beginning, let me take a drink. Goodness. As I said in the beginning, our mission from the beginning has always been to keep fish keepers fish keeping. And we started a website, that kgtropicals.com, that was all about that. And we sold fish, and we did all of that. We sold everything, you know. And then we did have to shut that down. We shut our shop down. You know the history behind our business. But what we have decided to do as a way of building on what we have, and this is not a money thing. Again, this is security. I don't need to make more money. It doesn't matter as far as the money goes, but it's a security thing to continue to further our cause, to continue on this path that we have chosen. Our big project, I hope people aren't too disappointed, is we are bringing our website back. We are bringing it back online. kgtropicals.com will be one of the addresses that you can use, but I've actually secured another domain that's important. It's important to this cause. It's important to what we're trying to do. And that domain is keepfishkeeping.com. Now, I could have gone keep fish keepers fish keeping. That would have just been too much. Nobody's going to type that in. I realize you only have to type it in once, and then it would show up in your history and all that kind of stuff. But nobody's going to want to type in something that long. But if you are someone who has been a customer of ours in the past, and you're used to kgtropicals.com, you can still use that. It's not there now because it's under construction. I'm going to tell you what it's all going to be in just a moment. But you can also access it from keepfishkeeping.com. And the things that we're going to be coming out with, which I'm going to talk about tonight, even though Lisa doesn't want me to, I have to. I'm too excited about it. Things that we come out with are going to have keepfishkeeping.com on it. So it's something that ever since the idea hit us, like, duh, we've still got the domain. We've still got the website service. It's just offline. We still got all of this. We have the space to do it. We have connections with, not connections, but we have contacts with distributors and things like that. We can take this keep fish keepers fish keeping philosophy that we have, and we can take it to another level. We can start a website that facilitates that. And that's what I want to talk about here as far as what the website is going to be about. Let me check my notes here. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I had to kind of take notes to make sure I stayed on track here. I'm not reading a script, but if all of that was reading a script, I'd be the best script reader on earth. But anyway, so the whole idea behind this website is going to be to service those new fish keepers while also taking care of our advanced fish keepers. You know, people who are in the hobby, they're already in. We don't need to keep them in. They're in for good, but they need food. They need this. They need that. They can get that from us. But the focus of the website is going to be basic, streamlined, easy. If we have something on our website, it's going to be because it's something that we have been using for a long time. If you want to call it testing, you can call it that. We've used these for a long time. We feel confident that this is the filter that's going to be the easiest. It's going to be the easiest to maintain, the easiest to install. It's going to be the quietest, and it's going to be the most efficient. And this is the one that we're going to recommend to you. So a lot of websites, you go, I'm not going to give any names of any websites, but there's the big websites out there that you go to and you type in aquarium filters and you get 648 different results. That can be overwhelming to somebody who doesn't know what they're looking at. It's overwhelming to me, and I've been doing this for half my life, more than half my life. Maybe not as much when it comes to filters, but when it comes to things like medications and chemicals and water conditioners and fish food and things like that, it can be absolutely overwhelming. So what we want to do, sorry, I saw him make a weird movement out of the corner of my eye. What's he doing? Anyway, what we want to do is we want to have these new fish keepers come to the website and not be so overwhelmed and so confused that they don't know what they're looking at. So when you come to our website, again, it's not up yet, but when it's up, we'll have one water conditioner, maybe two when it comes to water conditioners, but we'll have one filter for each level. What I mean is, I don't think we're going to have sponge filters day one, because that's kind of Corey's thing. Corey has created his own sponge filters. They're amazing. We've got, I think, how many do we have, Lisa? Like 14 of them in this fish room right here. I love his sponge filters. I actually even asked him, hey, can I buy those from you? And can I distribute or sell Aquarium Co-op products? But it might be something that happens down the road. Who knows? But I probably wouldn't if I was Corey. I'd want to keep them for myself. But so I don't know if we're going to have sponge filters day one, but we are going to have very basic entry level, easy alternatives to sponge filters. Again, not because we don't like sponge filters. We will have sponge filters eventually, but it's not priority to have them on the website day one. Even though last time we had them on our website back in like 2017, I think we had 60 of them and we sold them in like 2 weeks. They were all gone. It was kind of nuts. So probably silly not to have them on the website. But when it comes to, let's say, hang on the back filters, because if you've watched any of my videos of setting up your first aquarium, stuff like that, I recommend to a lot of people hang on the back filters. Why? Because they're easy, they're efficient. It's just the perfect scenario for a new fish keeper. So when you go to the website, you're going to see one filter. This is not the way somebody should run an e-commerce website, folks, because you want to make as many sales as possible. Somebody might be coming there looking for a specific filter. That's fine. But what I'm looking for is that filter, and I already know what it's going to be, but I'm not going to tell you yet. I want that one filter that I believe in, I know is going to treat the customers right. It's going to be easy for them. It's not going to be the cheapest, but it's not going to be the most expensive either. And I'm going to make videos that'll explain this is why this particular filter is on our website. And that's going to go for everything. Now, obviously, we're not going to have videos for all this stuff day one. It's going to be stuff that we're going to be working on as we go. But that's going to be the point to everything. When you go on that website, the goal is, the dream scenario is every item that you look at, there's going to be an explanation in there as to why I believe, and Lisa believes, that this is the product that's going to work best for you. Now, if you're if you're an experienced fish keeper, you've been doing this 4 or 5 years, you've got 12 tanks and everything's good, and you just want a bottle of that water conditioner, you're not going to care about all that stuff. But that new fish keeper, that person that's struggling and they just want to know how to make this easier for them, when they see that, they're going to be grateful for that. And that's what this is all about, is simplicity, ease of use, and not overwhelming people. That's what we want to do with this website. So August 1st is our, I'm going to say, concrete launch date. kgtropicals.com, keepfishkeeping.com. It's going to be 620 people. This is, wasn't expecting that. Thank you all for coming by here. Make me feel special, why don't you? It's all one website, but there's 2 different domains that direct to that website. August 1st is going to be the date. We're not going to have our full inventory on there at the day we launch. And I'm going to explain why in a minute, but we are going to have some very, very cool things that you are probably going to be interested in. And I've been going nonstop. See, this is why it's good to have somebody on with you, because I can take a little break and get some lubrication going in here. I'm drying up. If you haven't tried it, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor. I'm joking, like Lipton would sponsor me. Lipton Green Tea Watermelon. Hello, very good stuff. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it, which is what I have to have because of the whole gout thing. Anyway, there's a couple things that I want to talk about that are going to be on our website. And I'm losing sleep over it. I don't know how many people have seen this. I don't know if I've shown anyone what I'm about to show you. There's only a few people that have known that I was working on getting this website set up. Corey's one of them, because Corey and I are close friends. I talk to him regularly. He is certainly a mentor, and I hope, maybe not recently, but maybe back in the day, I hope that Corey may have considered me to be a mentor too. I've known that guy for several years now, but he blew past me, and I'm an amateur compared to him now. But so he wouldn't certainly consider me a mentor now. But anyway, Corey knew, and somebody that we're going to talk about here in a minute knew. I think that might be it. I don't know who else we told, but yeah, there was only 3 people: Corey and these 2 other people. So one of the things that Lisa and I wanted to do when we came up with this website is we wanted something new. We wanted to, I don't know, have something fun that's available to our followers, to our people who support us. And we started thinking about what our new kind of mascot for our channel is. Now, I don't know, there's 650 people here watching. I don't know how familiar all 650 of you are of us, but we have a mascot for our channel. This was not an intentional mascot. It just kind of happened. And it's because Lisa adopted a beta. You might say beta, I say beta. She adopted a beta, saved a beta, rescued a beta, whatever you want to call it, quite some time ago. And this is a beta that has no eyes. In place of his eyes, he's got these big, giant, bulbous balls on his head. That's what she said. That looks like, I don't know, he looks like a bubble eye goldfish, but he's a beta, and he's blind, and he doesn't have eyeballs in those sockets, and he's just adorable. And Lisa and I made what is my favorite video on my channel. And the video is called Bubbles. It's as simple as that. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely suggest you watch it. Like I said, I think it's only like a 6-minute long video, so it's a quick watch, and it is my favorite video that I've ever produced. And anyway, it's a sentimental video, and Bubbles is a sentimental fish, and he's kind of become our mascot of our channel. And so I said to Lisa, what if we put Bubbles on a shirt? And she was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. And even though he's a beta, and betas are usually, usually photograph friendly because they're not super fast movers. Sometimes they are. But Bubbles in particular, I mean, he don't go anywhere. He's just kind of hanging out, you know what I mean? Because he can't see nothing. So he's real easy to photograph. And even though we've got some good photographs of him, I said to Lisa, you know, we could get a good photo of him and put it on a shirt. And that would be really cool. And she was like, yeah, that would be neat. And then as the conversation evolved, I said, what if we got somebody to draw Bubbles and maybe put that on a shirt? And if you've been watching this live stream for the last few weeks, you heard me hint about this, because I said, if we make a shirt, I wonder if anybody would buy a shirt if we put Bubbles on it. I said that a couple of weeks ago, and maybe you caught it, maybe you didn't. But I said to her, let's get somebody to draw Bubbles, and not a super artsy, like a Priscilla MK Art, who was the first person I called, by the way. Not a super like artist kind of thing, but more of like a cartoon style Bubbles. And once we had that idea, it was like, yes, we have to do this. And so I immediately reached out to 2 different people. I reached out to Priscilla, who was definitely on board with doing it. She said, yes, I would love to do it, but I'm kind of overwhelmed at the moment. She's got a lot going on in her world right now. And, you know, I'm somebody that's like, I need a drawing. Can you have it for me by tomorrow? And so she wasn't going to be able to do that. And that's totally fine. She's doing something else for us, and I'm really excited about that. So I reached out to my other guy. And this is a guy that I've had do work for us for years now. This guy, his name is Brian Carlisle, and I wish I had done a little bit more research on his website. Brian, you're not here, but if you are, there's 650 people here, so there's a chance that you might be here tonight. If you want to put it in the chat, your website and all that, please do. But I believe it's gadgetsponge.com. And Candy, I know what you're doing. You're already doing it. You might find it. I don't know. I don't recall exactly what his website is, but gadgetsponge.com is his website. He is an absolutely brilliant artist. I was introduced to him back in 2012, I think. I had done a video on the channel where I said, I think it'd be cool to have a logo for our business that is 2 fish swimming in a circle. I think that'd be cool because we're African cichlid breeders. You know, they do the dance. They go in circles when they're breeding. And I think it'd be cool to have a blue and an orange fish and have them swimming around in circles. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Blue and orange is the colors of King George County, which is where we live. I saw somebody, because I made the mistake of peeking down to the chat and saw somebody ask what KG stands for. It's King George, which is where we live in Virginia. That's the colors from the high school. So blue and orange, that'd be perfect. I just said this in passing, and I think it was in a video. The next day, I get this logo sent to me by some guy that I've never met before in my life, and it was gorgeous. It's this 3D logo, and I'm like, what? This is exactly what I was saying I would like to have as a logo. Who are you, and where did you come from? Well, this was Brian Carlisle. He heard what I said, and he took it upon himself to create this logo without being asked, and sent it to me and said, here you go. I'll send you whatever types of files you need. If you need it PNG, if you need whatever it is, here it is. Use it if you like it. Use it if you don't. That's okay. Well, I loved it. And if you look at my channel right now, That is the logo that we have used on every single thing we've ever done since that day. I love it. It's the KG Tropicals logo. So since then, that was a brilliant move on his part, because I've sent friends to him. Dan Lusky from Angelfish Haven has used him for his logo, and I think a couple others too. Anybody that ever asks me, I'm like, go to Brian Carlisle, because the guy is genius. All you have to do is say, this is what I'm thinking, and next thing you know, you're going to have this design in your head, and it's going to be exactly what you had in mind. We used him to do, if you see every single channel member has a badge next to their name. They are angelfish that progress in age depending on how long the member has been a member. Those were designed by Brian Carlisle. I had a second channel that I think I put one video on and then stopped. It was a woodworking channel that never went anywhere. It would have if I had continued uploading, but I just quit. There it is. See, look at Candy. There's his website right there. Thank you, Candy. You probably had to dig pretty hard to find that. But maybe you didn't. Well, no, I'm sure you didn't, because it's just gadgetsponge.com. But he also did, where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, the badges for the channel members. He also did the logo that I have used on tons and tons of live streams. I actually have it on a slate back there because Paul Martin got it put on a slate for me. The blue and yellow fish talking into the microphone, which is the logo for the Tank Talk podcast, which I've used many, many times on this in the thumbnails for this live stream. He did that too. So it was a no-brainer. Like, okay, Priscilla can't do it. Let me ask Brian. Email Brian immediately. He caught on to exactly what I was looking for. And it's not just bubbles either. We had him do 4, and I'm going to show you 2 of them today. I'm going to show you 2 shirts that we are going to put out there for sale on the website, and one of them is going to make a lot of you go, I can't wait for it. And when you see the next one, this one that I'm going to show you today was my idea, but the next one, the next 2 actually are going to be Lisa's idea, and you're going to poop yourself even more when you see that. But the first one that I want to reveal to you here today is the Bubbles shirt, the Bubbles logo, because I seriously almost got teary-eyed when I saw this for the first time. And this is the brilliance of Brian Carlisle. Let me just go ahead and pull it up here. Are you ready? Are you ready to see Bubbles in cartoon form and the shirt that will be available on our website the day our website goes live? Well, here you go. Now, I just love it. I love it so much. This is the genius of Brian Carlisle, okay? Now, first of all, understand, I paid this man to do these, okay? He's not doing me favors. He gave me that first logo as kind of like an introduction to his business. I paid for these. I paid good money for these, and he deserved good money for these, along with the others that we had done too. So I have no attachment to this guy financially or anything like that. He's not sponsoring our content. I'm saying this to you because it's my genuine feelings about this. And when I say that he's a genius, I mean it. This drawing was sent to us kind of as a preliminary drawing first, like a proof, like, look at this and see if you like it. And if you do, then great, we'll move forward. But if you want any changes, let me know. And there was one micro change that we made to this. And that was that the sockets where the eyeballs should be were a little bit, and I mean a little bit, they were 25% smaller than they are now. And so we had him make those black dots just a little bit bigger. That's the only change that we made to this drawing. And that is what he did. That's pretty much the first draft of that shirt, of that drawing, that logo. I have that logo in a bunch of different forms. I would show you, but I would have to dig for it. I have it where there is no circle behind it or anything like that, and without the bubbles. So we're going to be able to put this on a lot of different things. I originally thought just the fish. with no other words on it at all. But Brian decided he's just going to be a super good guy and actually made that design for us, which is what we sent to the screen printer. And the shirts are being screen printed as we speak right now. Exactly as you see them there. They will be on black shirts. And I can't wait. I can't wait to have them. We will probably have them next week. I don't know that we will be wearing them next week. I think we're going to save that for the stream before the website goes live. And I said August 1st, but it might be the day before. Anyway, that's the shirt, the first shirt that's going to be available, along with one more. I could leave this one up for the rest of the stream because it's just so adorable. I am absolutely in love with it. The colors, not KG Tropicals colors. No, they're not. They're Bubbles colors. They're Bubbles colors. That's what those are. If we had made the fish blue and orange, it wouldn't have really made sense. And this wasn't as much a KG Tropicals thing as it is a Bubbles thing. And if you see, there is the, what is this? I don't know what that says. It does say keepfishkeeping.com right above Bubbles' head. So yeah, that is the little bit of branding there too. But stickers, yeah, I mean, we'll probably do those kind of things too. I don't know, you know. We're not going to go full copying Corey. Like Corey has his Murphy, which is awesome, and he absolutely should. He's got it on. I've got the sticker right here. Here it is. Well, I can't reach it. I've got the Murphy sticker right there. He's got it on the pins and on the hats. I've got a hat over there. It's wonderful what he's done with that. And maybe someday we'll have that too. But, you know, for now, we're starting off with the shirts. But I certainly could see this being on something that does end up on whatever, stickers or anything like that. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to get to the chat here in a minute, I promise. I don't want to get too far off track. So, the next shirt. This is, if you are a fan of KG Tropicals, phone cases, good idea. Stop looking at the chat, John. If you followed along with our channel over the course of the last month and a half or so, I guess, I said something in a recent video, 2 videos actually. I said it in one video, a 10 Things episode, and then I doubled down on it the next week. Give you a little bit of a hint of what this next shirt is going to be. Bob Steenfott is going to be sent the first print of this shirt. When we get this shirt, I'm immediately boxing one up. I don't know. What is Bob? Probably a 2X. Sorry, Bob. What are you, an extra large? I don't know. I'm going to box one up and I'm going to send it to Seattle where Bob lives. And I have his address. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I'm going to send one to Bob because this shirt is basically made for people like Bob. Not the Bubbles shirt. If he wants one of those, I'll send him that too. But this next one is for him. If you recall, I did a video about Oscars. I believe it was the tank mates for Oscars, right? I don't even remember what it was. I did a video where I was mentioning it was tank mates for arowanas. That's what it was. And in the video, don't worry, folks, if you know about this, you don't have to plug your kids' ears. It's not going to be X-rated or anything like that. I will censor myself just like I did in the video. I said in that video, if you don't like Oscars, you can go, and I cut the video, I edited it right there. And then I believe it was the following week or maybe a couple of weeks after that, I did a little run on it where I said in last week's video, if you don't like Oscars, you can go bleep yourself. And I realized that was a little bit harsh. So I'm going to say it a different way. I don't remember how I said it, but it was like, if you don't like Oscars, you're a blah, 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 blah. And I went off and on. It was a lot of fun. I got a lot of good response from that. A lot of people got a kick out of that. And so I decided to put it on a shirt. I had Brian Carlisle not only do the drawing of Bubbles, but I had him do a drawing of my Oscar too. And let me check this real quick because I want to make sure. Yeah. So you know where this is going, don't you? This, I'm laughing already. This is the front of the shirt. And that is a drawing of my Oscar, my albino Oscar, who's just so gorgeous. My albino Oscar does not have red eyes, but screen printing purposes costs too much money to add a bunch of different colors, so just has red eyes in this. I believe his eyes are just black, but anyway, I love it. It's a albino tiger Oscar. I mean, they all pretty much look the same. And he's nice and happy. And it says, if you don't like Oscars, with keepfishkeeping.com on the bottom. This will be on the front of the shirt, a black shirt, just as you see it right here. And what do you think's going to be on the back? Now, originally, I went messing around before Brian did these actual t-shirt designs for me. I went messing around on customink.com just to try to get some designs put together. And what I did on the shirt, on the custom ink ones, was I had this on the front, and on the back was just text that said exactly what you think it's going to say. But Brian took it a step further. He redid the drawing of the Oscar, made the Oscar angry, and added all of the decoration around it. So this, we might be dooming ourselves here, but this is what you will find on the back of the shirt. The front of the shirt, if you don't like Oscars, Bob Steenfott, and the back of the shirts, you can go blank yourself. Now, I realize there might be some people that are hesitant, and I understand. I'll wear it because it doesn't say the word. People can get the gist of what it is, but it doesn't actually say the word. So it's not going to be offensive to people. If they are, they need to just get a grip. But I have a feeling this is going to be a big seller for us. Probably mostly men, because women will be like, I'm not wearing that. Are you nuts? I'll get the Bubbles one. And I don't blame you. This was really meant for people like Scott McLaughlin. He loves Oscars, so I'm sure he'll love a shirt like this. Bob Steenfott, who does not like Oscars. There he is. He's making sure I know that he's here tonight. I see him popping through with the poop. Bob, you're getting one of these. Just need to know if it's a 2X or a 3X or a 1X or a medium. I don't know what size you are. I think a medium would look really good on you. But it's going to be a special person that orders this shirt. But when we had the idea, it was a no-brainer. And we ordered a lot of them. So I really hope you buy. I really hope people like them. Again, Bubbles, all sizes. Men, don't be afraid to wear that shirt with that fish on it. I'm getting 3 of them for myself in this material, just because I like the fit of these shirts better. And then the Oscar shirt, if you don't like Oscars, Bob Steenfott, you can go F yourself. Those are the 2 shirts. The Oscar shirt is actually going to be a couple dollars more because it's printed on both sides. So there's no way around that, really. I don't know exactly how much they're going to be, Real Amazing Marine Aquatics, only because we don't know yet. I mean, we know, but we haven't figured out the end cost yet. But the Oscar one is going to be a couple dollars more, but they're not. I can tell you this: they are going to be significantly cheaper than if you were to buy shirts from that little bar below me from Teespring. They'll be significantly cheaper than those, and they're better made too. We're going to leave Teespring up for people that maybe have no interest in a shirt with a purple beta that has no eyes on it, or a Oscar with foul language on it. They might want one with just our logo or something on it, or they might live in another country and they want to order one of those. If so, let me know, because that's really cool if you do that. somebody in another country wearing a shirt with our logo on it is ridiculous. I would just be amazing to know that. So we will leave Teespring up for that, but hardly anybody orders shirts off of Teespring, at least ours. I don't know how many everybody else is selling, but for us, we don't sell a whole lot of shirts on there. It's not like it's something that we count on, every month, the money coming in from those. So these are the same way. I mean, we're not trying to make a living selling these shirts. These are going to be a lot of fun. They're probably not going to be available forever. Like the Oscar one, that one's probably going to go away when this first run is done. It'll be kind of like an exclusive. If they sell out really fast, then we'll probably put in another order for them. But, that shirt's going to grow old after a while, and it's not going to have the novelty to it that it would have now. And that's when we'll introduce the other one that Lisa suggested that we do. And it's going to, she's brilliant. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but it's along the same lines of the Oscar one. No foul language at all. And I had to be very clear when I was ordering these shirts. Like, I have this word censored and I want it censored on the shirt. I do not want the real word on the shirt. And the screen printer actually said that's good because we wouldn't make it if you wanted it. So that's good. I mean, keep up professionalism. But if we did that, we'd sell 4 of them, and 2 of them would be my brother and probably I don't know. So anyway, I don't think the Oscar shirt is going to be something that we're always going to have forever and ever in our inventory. And there will be a shirt eventually that will get made that will be more of a simple shirt, just our logo. Lisa made the suggestion. This is not the other one I was talking about. The other one is so much better. But she made the suggestion of having our beautiful logo, again, designed by Brian Carlisle, and have it say, "How dare you," going across the bottom. I love that idea. I even did a mock-up of that on custom ink, and I was going to have it made at the screen printer, but I think we're going to do these 2 first, and then we'll probably do something like that. And then, who knows? Who knows what we're going to end up doing? I wish I had the kind of numbers that Corey has where I could make 5,000 of these and bring them to the next event and give them out to people, but we ain't there yet. We might be there someday, but we're not there yet. It wouldn't be the Oscar one because I'd be leaving with like 4,990 of them if I brought the Oscar one to give away to people. The bubbles, I wouldn't be able to keep those in, but yeah, anyway. So I am super excited about all of this. The website is going to, it's not going to change the world. That's why I told you when we were kind of hinting about us having a new project that we were working on, I told you it's nothing earth shattering, but it's big for us. And the reason why it's big for us is because it is going to be kind of that foundational thing that will help me to feel more secure. And I can stop leaving the house multiple times per week to go out and fix furniture, and I can commit more to you. Hopefully, not too many of you are thinking, "Oh, well, that wouldn't be good." Hopefully that would make a lot of you very happy to hear that. So I could not be more excited about it. And I also couldn't be more frustrated about it. Let me tell you something. Anyone that is thinking about doing something like we're doing, you have to understand it is extremely frustrating because nobody in the industry wants to take you seriously. And it's wildly frustrating. And this is the weird thing about it. I have distributors that I have been using for years, or I used for years when we had our shop, when we had our website after the shop. I was ordering from these distributors all the time for our inventory for the website. And I call them now and they're like, it's been a while. You got to kind of reapply. Yeah. To buy from distributors, you have to apply like you're trying to get a job. And most of them do not want to sell to somebody that is online only. In fact, probably all of them don't want to, but sometimes you can convince them to bend a little bit to you. In fact, I got a funny story. I'm not going to talk about who the company is, but I contacted a distributor and I said, hey, I got a website and we had it for a while and we used to buy from the company that you bought. Anyway, and we want to start ordering again. And the guy said, well, you have to start the whole process all over again. Okay, no problem. So I filled out the whole application, sent it all in, and they messaged me back and they said, no, we don't sell to people that are online only. And I said, but I've been a customer of yours for a long time. No, it doesn't matter. So I was frustrated. And I think I even expressed that frustration in a live stream, but I had to talk kind of in code because you didn't know what was happening. I got a call the next day from another guy. And this was flattering to me. It really was, because he called me up and he said, hey, I saw you put in an application and I saw that you got denied, but I don't think they know who you are. And I was like, okay. And he's like, but I know who you are and I'm going to get you in. And so that was kind of a thrill. That shows you how special this community is, that this guy knew who I was because of this that we're doing here right now. So that's a beautiful thing. It made it a little bit less frustrating, but they still, and almost all of them will not, all these distributors, they will not deliver to a home. So my brother owns a business 45 minutes away from me. I had to give all of these distributors his name or his address. They drop it off to him, and I have to go all the way over there and pick it up whenever they. But I got to tell you an interesting story about that too, because this blew my mind yesterday. I'm not going to tell you where my brother's business is. I'm not going to tell you what his business is because the internet's weird. But my brother owns a business, and his business consists of several buildings. And one of them is on a main road. And that's, if you type in the address, that would be the address. Beside that building is a gate. This gate is designed specifically just to keep cars out. Animals can go under it. Any human being can easily duck under it. It's just meant to keep vehicles out. Well, when the driver showed up yesterday to do a delivery for inventory for us, $1,400 worth of inventory, my brother wasn't there. He had to run an errand or whatever. And of course, that's when they showed up. Would you know, this is like 95 degrees here this time of year. Super hot, super humid. This driver took these 4 packages that weighed like 60 pounds apiece and carried them about 200 yards, took each box, went under the gate and carried them all the way behind my brother's business to take it to another building and put it inside of a garage because he didn't want to leave the packages sitting right there on the main road. And that got me a thumbs up, and I even had to email the company afterwards and say, bravo, because most drivers would have either said, or they would have left it right there on the main road, and I would have seen $1,400 worth of fish stuff go right down the road because it's right there. It's like, oh, there's boxes right there. Let me see what it is. I'll take that, please. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool that you have people that still have that kind of integrity. So very, very cool. Now, I need to say hello and thank you to some people because y'all have been pouring in the generosity here today while I've been running my mouth 1 hour and 5 minutes nonstop. That must be some kind of a record for me. So, wow, this is going to get absolutely out of control. Fish Room Fever with the poop emoji. He was the first one to get one in. Thank you, James, for that. Lefty3213A with the $2 says he's here. We're very glad to have you here. That's probably the first of about 9 super chats that have come through from Lefty today. Kaler Aquatics with the celebratory cheerleader. It's not a pear, but it's a yellow guy. And the $10. Thank you so much for that, Bob. People just being generous today. Vikram comes in with the $2 and unboxing. I did not know that there was a super sticker for that. How about that? An unboxing super sticker. Daryl Deemer with the $5 and no text at all. He's just decided, I'm just going to give $5 a week with nothing attached to it, which is wild. Thank you, Daryl. You know you are the man. Riff Reaper with the $10. I got into the hobby because of you and Lisa. I can't thank you both enough. Hang on here. I need to expand this. This is my first time to a live, but I've seen most of your videos. You guys are by far my favorite fish-related YouTubers. That is high praise. Thank you for that. And I hope you're still here, because that was an hour ago, and I feel terrible. Maybe you're unable. Well, you're not overseas, because that's American currency, and you have a Tampa Bay flag on your avatar. So I hope you're still here, and I hope you were able to hear me read that. Thank you for that. $10, that is huge. And I got into the hobby because of you and Lisa. I mean, I'm just amazed by that when I see that. And I've had people come up to me in person, and yeah, I'm going to get to that, Lisa. And I've had people say that to me in person, and my response to them is, why? That's a beautiful thing. Stephen Pilpow, I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I apologize. $2, just a tip. Thanks for showing me this great hobby. You are very welcome. Thank you so much for the tip. Jack Kawamoto, I know I've struggled with that in the past, with the Canadian $2. Thank you very much, my friend. Grumpy Mike's Fish with the 99-cent upside down smiley face. Thank you, my friend. Natalie Brandt became a member. You've been a member before. I think you were renewing. I've recognized that name. David Kingston with the 350. Thank you so much, my friend. I love you guys. We absolutely love you too. Vikram came in again. Excellent about the reveal. Thank you. I hope too many people aren't overly disappointed about that. Like they were expecting it to be some grand thing. And all it is we're opening up a website. But thank you, Vikram. I hope everyone else. We had 680 people here at the climax. That's super exciting. So hopefully people are excited about that. Amanda became a new member. Welcome to the team. Couple more of these, and then I got a really good story to tell you that Lisa just reminded me. I will get to the rest of them in just a minute. Eric Furlow with the $2. You've kept the kept this fish keeper fish keeping. Thank you. You are very welcome, Eric, and you're a big supporter of this channel. So thank you so much. I got to tell you a story. I got to take a drink first. Okay, so I will get to the rest of the super chats. I promise it will happen. But I told you a few weeks ago that I wanted to do a segment every week, things I love, things I hate. I don't think we're going to get into things I hate today because I don't think we're going to have time. But things I love, that I do have to tell you about. I got to tell you a story. We were talking earlier about my competitor. No, he's not my competitor. There's nothing about what Lisa and I are doing that is to compete with Aquarium Co-op or Corey or anything like that. The way I have always looked at everything that I've ever done is the more allies I can have, the better I'll do. So I'm not looking to screw anybody over. I'm not looking to hurt anybody. Corey knows that. Him and I have talked about it. And believe me, he ain't threatened by us. And in fact, I'm sitting here announcing that we are going to open up our website again. And I want to tell you an amazing story about my competition. It's the last time you're ever going to hear me call him my competition because that's just stupid. Lisa put in an order. This was supposed to be told by her today, but she's, not feeling well. Lisa put in an order with Aquarium Co-op back in, I don't know when it was. I don't know, early June. I don't know. And it was for that tank right there. That tank right there is her 125-gallon beta sorority, which we have not shown on video yet because we just haven't. But you may have recall 2 weeks ago, I don't know. I had said that tank still wasn't set up because Lisa was waiting on some things. Well, she was waiting on an order from Aquarium Co-op, but it's not what you think. Because if there's one thing that, the customer service with Aquarium Co-op is 100% the biggest thing that I think any business should emulate. And I definitely will be doing that. They're one of those companies, if you get the orders in by a certain time, boom, they're going to ship your order out that day. They even have a ticker on the website that says, if you order within the next however long, you're going to get it sent out today. And she put in her order and it went out that day. She got tracking information and everything. It was great. It was a typical Aquarium Co-op order. And something happened. Something happened that is completely beyond Aquarium Co-op's control. They packed the order perfectly. And I'm going to tell you how I know that in a minute. They packed it quickly. Like as soon as she put in the order, it was packed and it was out the door on its way through the U.S. Postal Service. And they packed it perfectly. Only the problem is the package got lost. This is obviously of no fault to Aquarium Co-op at all. I mean, that, once you hand it over, it's out of your control. And it's unfortunate, but, sometimes this thing happens. And of course it had to happen to us, right? But the package got lost. And, it was supposed to be there whatever day. Let's just say it was Wednesday. It doesn't show up Wednesday. We're like, COVID, there's all this chaos. It's understandable. It'll get here tomorrow. No big deal. Tomorrow comes and goes, still not here. I think it got to be 2 days late. And Lisa reached out to, I don't want to say names, but the customer service rep there and said, hey, I don't know what's going on with the Postal Service, but I think they lost the package. And Aquarium Co-op did what Aquarium Co-op does. And immediately, okay, we're on it. And they sent a whole other order out the same day. That's just what happens with that company. I could dote all day long about that company. And it's not because Corey's my friend. It's not because his butt warmed up this chair just like mine is right now. He's my friend, yes, but he also runs an absolutely amazing company. And so give credit where credit's due. Aquarium Co-op did what Aquarium Co-op does. They immediately, that's their policy. Hey, it's not the customer's fault. It's not our fault, but somebody has to make it right. We're going to make it right. They immediately sent out, we're talking about like a $400 order here, folks. We're not talking about, a couple of bottles of Easy Green. We're talking about a lot of stuff here. And so they sent it and boom, shows up perfectly on time. Everything's in the box, perfect condition, packed perfectly. It's just what you would expect from an Aquarium Co-op order. But then what happens a week and a half later? The original box showed up at our door. Beaten to hell. It's past 10 o'clock. I can say the word hell. This package was beaten to hell. It was one of those things where she ordered plants. So there was, there's probably some liquid may have leaked out, or I don't know, because the box got beat up. It looked like the box might have been a little bit wet. So the post office wrapped it up in plastic and, whatever. But this thing was just beat to shreds. And so the package came in and Lisa messaged the people there at Aquarium Co-op, hey, package is here. What do you want us to do? And they're like, well, whatever. It is what it is. But that's not the interesting part of the story. It's a good enough story that the package got lost and Aquarium Co-op immediately took care of the problem. There's other companies out there, certainly not Aquarium Co-op and certainly not us when we're doing this, where they would say, well, what do you want us to do? It's not our fault. We didn't lose your package. We did everything right. And there's a lot of companies that would take that approach, but not them. They immediately sent another one out. 2 days later or whatever it was, showed up to the house, immaculate, everything's perfect. Everybody's happy, right? And then a week and a half, it was a total of 3 weeks from the time the package was sent until it actually arrived at our door. There was no apology from anyone. There was no explanation, nothing. Just this beat up package sitting on our porch. So I said, what are you going to do with that? And Lisa said, well, there's some things in there that are not, probably not dead, because she ordered little coconut huts and things like that for her betas. So they're probably still okay. So, I'm still going to open it up and all of that and ask Aquarium Co-op what they want us to do with it. They didn't want us to send it back. So the interesting part about this is, like I said, this was a big order. There was a lot of plants in there, and not 100% of them, but probably, I don't know. I wish Lisa was here because she could tell me, probably 70% of the plants that had been in a box packed 3 weeks ago in the heat of July in Virginia, 70% of those plants were still completely in perfect condition. Some of them are actually sitting right behind me. There's one right there. There's some right there. And the ones that were not the ones that had wilted away in the box are in the little pots there that you don't see anything sticking out of them. It was jungle val, and there are little sprouts coming up. So I think we're going to get plants out of that too, which means that it was a zero loss if we get those to come up. And if that doesn't speak to the product, folks, I don't know what does. Another thing that was in the order, now there isn't any in there. She ordered a lot of those moss-covered bridges and the coconut huts and the moss balls and the floating moss balls. Those were all in perfect condition. What are these? Lisa, why aren't you sitting right here? What are they, crypts? I don't know what they are. I don't know plants. I know cichlids. Immaculate. It's like there was no problem. They're just fine. And they were fine all along. If that doesn't tell you who you should be ordering your plants from, no disrespect to anybody else out there. I'm sure there's a lot of companies out there doing a good job shipping plants. But if I can get plants that were shipped 3 weeks ago, box ripped to shreds in this heat, and they still get to me and they're okay, first of all, that should take any fear you have of ordering plants online and throw that out the window. And it should also make you not second guess at all who you should order your plants from. So blown away by that. I shouldn't be, because I mean, we've been dealing with this company for a long time. And I actually messaged Corey. I asked his permission to talk about this tonight. Because, even though it's a happy story, it's a story that's got some negativity in it. It's not his fault, but it's got some negativity in it. I wanted him to make sure that it was okay. And I messaged him and I said, I'm sure you're up to speed on what's going on with it, with this order. And he said, yeah, they sent you another one, right? I said, yeah. He said, okay, good. Cause that's our policy. I said, yeah, it's all good. Just want to make sure that it's okay for us to talk about it. The point is, that was the first thing he said to me was, you got your next one, right? That just shows you. That shows you who you're dealing with when you order from them. So, yeah, totally drooling over Aquarium Co-op. We paid for that order, folks. It's not like Corey sent it all to us for free. I'm giving credit where credit is due, just like I was doing for Brian Carlisle earlier. I don't only talk good about things that are given to me for free, because that's just dirty. Real quick, I want to mention, because I just looked over there and saw it. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I told you that we decided not to bring the 360-gallon tank down here and we're going to use the stand for something else? Well, that stand is going to become our packing table. We're going to use that to pack orders from you and ship them out to you. We're going to use that as our packing table. So put that thing to good use. I actually took it completely apart, and it's leaning up against the wall today, and it just reminded me of that. I looked over there, but yeah, that's happening. And I don't know if I'm ever going to give you like a tour of our setup, because why? It's just going to be products on a shelf, but maybe someday you'll see it when it's up there. All right, let me get through these last bits here, because we've got 12 minutes before Rack is going live, and he's going to be talking about his pond, and I want to hear all about that. I'm so jealous, and I'm so happy for him at the same time, because if there's one thing I know about Rack, here I go again, doting on my friends. If he's going to do it, he's going to do it right, and I can't wait to see how that thing turns out. And I messaged him earlier. I was like, how dare you? You and I are friends. You've been to my home. I better get pictures before everybody else of that pond. But anyway, okay. Jack Kawamoto with the $5 Canadian. I know it was said in a past video, but what is the minimum tank size for 2 Oscars? I'm gonna go through these pretty quick. I'm gonna tell you 125 gallons. I've got 2 and a 360, but they're also with arowanas and severums and plecos. So, but let's say 125. They'll be perfectly happy in there. Some people might tell you 75. I'm not gonna be mad at you if you do that, but I'd love to see them in a 125. Let them blossom and get as big as they can. Matt Man B is the one I saw earlier with the $2. What does KG in KG Tropical stand for? King George. That is the town we live in Virginia. Rob Pinkman, Jesse Pinkman's brother, became a member tonight. Rob, you know who Jesse Pinkman is, right? You should. If you don't, he's one of the main characters of the best television show that's ever been made. You should watch it. It's called Breaking Bad. Welcome to the team. We are super glad to have you. Fish Tank Barn with the $5. Hashtag keep John fish keeping. Feel better soon, Lisa. Yeah. Definitely. I ain't going anywhere. So, there's nothing to worry about there. Alex Sulewiski with the $2. Why do they make the bottom of aquarium glass? That's a question I've never asked anyone, but I would just imagine that... Rack just texted me and said, you will be the first to see it. So good. That's bravo. I can't wait to see it. I would imagine that it would be because silicone would adhere to glass better than it would other products. You're certainly not going to make a aquarium bottom out of wood. You could make a wooden aquarium with a little window in it or whatever, or a pond. I don't know. I can't answer that. I would just imagine that if there's a company that's cutting glass to make aquariums, it would be efficient to just go ahead and make the bottoms out of it too. That's an interesting question. I've never been asked that before. Lefty3213A with the second of probably many $2. Yay for bubbles. Lots of bubbles coming through on the super chats. That's exciting. I know that one's going to be a good seller. I know that people love bubbles as much as we do. Grumpy Mike's Fish with the $5. Bubbles for president. I love it. That would make a really nice campaign photo, like picture, like on a big banner. Just bubbles on there. It'd be beautiful. Allie Patton with the $5. Show some love. Hit that like button. Yes, please do. Thank you so much for that. Priscilla with the $2 says, sorry, why? No, there's no reason to be sorry. Everybody's busy. And you said you're going to work on something else for us. So whenever that's done, perfectly happy. I'm sure you're not here to hear me say that, but there's nobody mad at you. So there's no reason to apologize. Then she comes through again with the $5. Wait, what? Bob is first. I am offended. Wanted to wear it to work. You'll get one too. Don't worry about it. But I hope you understand why that shirt has to go to Bob, because he doesn't like Oscars, and that's why he'll never be a best friend of mine. He'll be a friend. He'll always be a friend, but I'll never. Yeah, he has to start liking Oscars before I'll ever be. Anyway, Allie Patton again with the $15. Good grief. Send Candy Overhauls a Bubbles shirt. What do you think? Come on. Of course. Yeah. I mean, I can't give them all away, but yeah, of course. That she would be without a doubt. Of course. Mr. Fish Sir looks like he has a beautiful beard in his avatar with the 99-cent poop emoji, followed by Steamfod Aquatics, which I already talked about earlier. We've been talking about him the whole hour and a half tonight. Thank you, Bob, for that. Maybe someday I'll call you one of my best friends. You never know. There's always hope for you. Gosh, I am so far behind. I've got 7 minutes. Caddy or Katie Tyran, I hope I'm saying that right. You're a member now. So we're going to be chatting. So you can definitely tell me, make sure I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I want to correct that. Welcome to the team. Beth Bolton with the $2, definitely buying both shirts. That's what I like to hear. That is exciting. Marty Borst with the $10, nothing attached to it. Just take my money. Kaler's Aquatics does the same thing, except with the coming soon super sticker. These are new ones. I haven't seen these. Haven't seen that one. Haven't seen the unboxing one. That's very cute. Thank you, Bob, for that. Western Mass Fisherman, you are a true inspiration. Thank you. And Lisa. Thank you. Odd Bahan. Yep. With the NOK, whatever that stands for, 109. Thank you. I don't know what it is, but thank you. Hey, John and Lisa, thanks for inspiring me to get back into the hobby that I enjoyed as a child. Now waiting for my new 150-gallon to cycle. That's a beautiful thing. 150-gallon is a great size. Absolutely love that. Lisa from KG Tropicals with the $5 super chat. She takes money from this account and puts it into this account. That's kind of funny. Read my text I sent. I did, because you were reminding me of Corey's story, and I told that story. But this was also 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago that you sent this. Oh, my mouth, my throat is killing me. Mandy Boyd, thank you. With the $5, thank you for all you do for the hobby. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. That never gets old. Michael St. John, with the $20, I feel bad that all of these people send in all of this money, and I'm just now getting to it. Thanks for the many years of videos, advice, and chat. I look forward to your next chapter. Awesome. Thank you. We are certainly excited. And it's people like you that make it possible. All of these people. Everybody, there's 564 people in here still just to hear me read Super Chats. And every single one of them, it's the reason why we're able to do this. And I know that sounds cheesy, but it's true. Jack comes in, Kawamoto, again with the Canadian $5. I honestly Super Chat, mostly because I find it funny to hear you struggle with my name. That's hilarious. And I just struggled with it again. I've said it, you've told me I'm saying it right, and then I still struggle next time I see it. But I'm going to stick with Kawamoto. It's just going to remind me of Kawasaki Kawamoto. There you go. Deep fried apple pie in my eye, and his text is pickles. There you go. I like pickles. Kaler's Aquatics just killing us with the super sticker, animated super stickers tonight. $20 with the... Is that a rhino victory? I love it. Where are all these coming from? I don't think it's these are new. I haven't seen any of these. I'm dying. This is when I need Lisa. Karen Haidt, I'm just going to say Hyatt, became a member. Welcome to the team. Kevin Burkett, finally an easy name to say. Welcome to the team. Priscilla MK Art, with the $2, Bob is the best. He deserves it. Come on. Let's not be ridiculous now. Oh my God, where did this go? Let's not pep Bob up too much. Wow, this is really bothering me here. Let me see how far I can get down. It's a big struggle here with the chat. Oh, 3 minutes left. Jeez. Rack is like, come on, Jod, wrap things up. Priscilla came in again with, $2. He deserves it. He's getting it not because he deserves it. He's getting it because it's to troll him. That's what it is. Let me get up here to Karma Pixie. Can 6 Danio and 6 Platies go in a 35-gallon hex tank? I don't think that's a problem. I mean, the Danios aren't going to get... they should be fine. The problem is your platies might start big time multiplying. And we have realized here in our fish room that Danios can reproduce pretty well too. So we've got Danio babies popping up in tanks that we don't even have Danios in, which is weird. Anyway, Lumpy Dog says bobbleheads. You know, first of all, if I thought people would buy bobbleheads of us, I would consider it. But the problem is they would be so much money that I could never imagine that people would actually buy them. I mean, they're like $80 just for us to get them. I don't know. I could definitely see, like, if there is a genuine interest in the bobbleheads, then maybe doing them and just having a giveaway of them. I don't know. I could see doing something like that, but I don't know that we'd be able to sell them unless we were able to get people to make them dirt cheap, which I don't think they're going to do custom. I'd have to get 300 of them done to get a decent price. It's not going to work out. Not going to be able to do that. But just the idea that somebody would want a bobblehead of me or Lisa in their house is just an amazing thing. I'm just amazed that I've got one of me. But anyway, folks, thank you for letting me just completely go off here these last hour and a half. I hope you're excited. 1/10 as excited as we are about this new venture for us. The sky is the limit with this thing because we start this thing up. We're operating it out of the house. I don't think it's going to be long before we're probably going to have to move it out somewhere. So there would be that next chapter. There would be all these things that would be happening. I'm sure I'm a dreamer, but it's something that could happen fast. You never know. I'm not expecting to all of a sudden become a millionaire. It's nothing like that, but it's something that, because I've felt so much love from this community over the last 2 years, it would not shock me if it just exploded. And, all of a sudden we're needing to get a place to put all of this and stuff like that. That'd be an amazing thing. So it's definitely going to be something that will provide endless content for everybody. So anyway, I didn't even get to talk about the thing that I hate today. And I can't, because I do not want to interfere with Rack. How about we do hashtag keep fish keeping? You don't have to put the .com in there. I understand. I'm not trying to promote that much. August 1st is when the website will launch, and I hope it works out. I hope people enjoy it. We'll have to see. But let's all go over to Rack with the hashtag keep fish keeping. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you to all the super chatters, all the new members, including Kaler's Aquatics that says bye-bye with the kitty cat. Thank you all so much. Just the generosity is ridiculous. I just feel so loved. And it's a beautiful thing because I'm sitting here by myself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. See you next time.